When we close our eyes and we go silent and we start visualize, the brain and body doesn't know the difference. That's why people can close their eyes and for a moment they can see they're standing at a cliff, looking down and there's a big fall. What will happen after a few moments? Their palms start sweating. But you're sitting in your room. How come your palms are sweating? It's because when you visualize something, your brain doesn't know the difference.
Okay, let's just start. Welcome to a new episode of the Bridging Podcast.
Tomorrow is going to happen whatever we do. Is it better to go into tomorrow trusting a voice, a practice, process, a way forward? Or is it better to go into tomorrow filled with fear and not believing the things that have gotten you here so far?
Create a new reality. I close my eyes and I will be there. I will dream it. Welcome everyone to the new episode of the Bridging Podcast. The Bridging Podcast is here for you, to bring you on a bridge, to teach you and to make you transform if you actually practice the work that we are here about to teach. I am today together with my guest, Vash Tomanec from Czech Republic. He's actually based there right now. He's a 25-year-old mindset coach, entrepreneur, founder, and CEO of 3 businesses on the age of 25. I'm impressed. He used to be an Uber Eats driver and became in 2 years a millionaire by mastering his mindset. And through his mindset business, Mindtrepreneurs, he and his business partner, they transformed the lives of 500 people from 30 different countries. And Vash is here to tell us more and to teach us more about mindset. Vash, welcome. Happy to have you here.
Thank you very much for the introduction. I'm so happy to be here with you today.
Thank you. Super grateful. Thank you so much. I'm going to start with my first question. Can you tell us shortly about your story working as an Uber Eats driver and then in 2 years becoming a millionaire? What happened there?
Yes, so let me take you back now 3 years back when I was 22 years old. I'm still at university, so last year at university. Everybody is asking me what I want to do next, but I'm not really sure because the whole university I wanted to be entrepreneur, but no big idea came to me. I didn't have enough capital to start maybe the ideas I wanted to start, and therefore I continue being a Uber Eats driver. So I would deliver food on my bike from McDonald's, KFC, all of these restaurants. And then what happened is at the same time I'm meditating, at the same time I'm studying about mindset, at the same time I'm studying about business, and almost I believe that I'm saying to the universe or whatever the listener believes in that I'm ready to take on some project. I'm ready to just do something big. And I'm receiving this ad about starting a marketing agency. So on YouTube, I'm watching video, an ad pops up about, hey, do you want to start marketing agency? I don't know. I didn't know back then what even marketing agency means. So I would skip the ad. 5 seconds, skip the ad. And one day I'm stretching, so I can't skip the ad because I'm away from the computer. And it got my attention because I listened to the whole ad and I was like, this sounds interesting. So what happened? I started my marketing agency that is now serving e-commerce businesses, mainly fashion brands in the US and Canadian market. And because I had a coach who is now my business partner, John, he taught me all the principles because I see so many people having the information, how to start a business, how to lose weight, how to invest their money, but they are simply not doing that. There are some limiting beliefs stopping them, some fears stopping them, some just traumas or bad experiences from the past. And as a result, they have all the information they need, but they're not getting the results they want. because
Especially in
nowadays,
this information age we are living in, there's
exactly.
everywhere information. If you don't like to read, you listen to a podcast. If you don't like to listen but watch, go on YouTube. I mean, go to any mastermind group, just meet up with people. You can get so many information. But what do we do with the information? What did you do with the information?
Exactly. Because nowadays, if I ask anybody, how would you lose weight? 99% of people will tell me maybe three, four things they can do to lose weight. But how come the percentage of people being overweight is ever increasing? It's not just about knowing what you need to do, you actually need to do that. So I had this course that gave me the practical information. I call it tactics. So how to start a marketing agency. And I had my now business partner back then, mentor John, to kind of teach me on about the mindset, because I had a lot of limiting beliefs. My English was bad, so I was very aware how I speak. I was afraid to jump on sales calls. I had beliefs about money and what I can or cannot charge. And so he helped me with what we called mindset. And to me, success is around 10% tactics. They're very important, but 90% is mindset. So what happens in 90 days? I went from zero, delivering food for Uber Eats, basically earning probably $1,000 a month, to making $10,000 a month with my first business in just 90 days. And this business continued to scale over $1 million in yearly revenue. And I look back and I was like, the same course I have about starting a marketing agency has another 4,000 people. How come I achieve it much quicker than anybody else? How come I people now reach out to me to be coached by me? And the only difference is it wasn't that I had some secret section in the course that nobody else had access to.
Yeah.
It was that I mastered my mindset. So that's how I started the business journey. And then after having this realization that people have all the information they need to start a business, to invest, to lose weight, to find the relationship they want, the main thing they're missing is mastering their mindset. And that's when we set up the second business called Mindtrepreneur.
Mindtrepreneur, mastering your mindset. You know what you just said reminds me so much on like the tactic versus mindset. And you said like 10% is the tactics, 90% is mindset. You know, I last year and the year before, I was teaching a cohort-based course, Transform Your Life by Changing Your Beliefs, and people come in, and initially a lot of people thought even like that I'm super fearless because you do all these things. Plus, they want, most of them, they want to have some tactics. How do I reach out to someone that I want to have on my show? How do I write this email? How do I build this business? What is the thing that you do there? And I constantly kept saying like, but you need to change your beliefs slash mindset around it in order to change your life. But that was the most difficult thing, because when you are not used to going to the gym and you want to get a, I don't know, any healthy shaped body, that means also you need to go several times. But what your mind will say next day after today, my muscles hurt, I think I should rest, I shouldn't go, because your body is not used to that. Your body is used to maybe sitting and not doing the work, like everything. So I'm just curious, the 10% you learned from this marketing course that you first like kind of the advertising skipped, and then 90% from your now business partner, John, and what you also teach as a mindtrepreneur, what are the pillars in these 90%? What is it?
Yes. So I believe that many people make it too complex, because complexity is really what is stopping most people, because mindset to seem is so intangible. Maybe they understand I need to change my mindset, but what does it mean? Or I need to change my beliefs. What does it mean? So we break down this entrepreneur basic teachings into just few simple pillars. So first, people need to understand what they want. Most people don't know what they want. That's why they can't get it. Most people say, I just don't want this. And that's where they put their attention on, therefore they get it. So really understanding what you want. That's the number one thing everybody listening this needs to understand. What do you truly want? And not just what Instagram tells you you should want, what the society tells you should want, what you deep down really want. That's the first thing. Second pillar is why you want it. Because some people want, let's say, a new car just because it will look cool on Instagram. But I always tell
Hmm.
people that when you go after your goals, you will always encounter obstacles. Obstacles, challenges are inevitable, they're part of the journey. But if your reason why you are doing it is weak, you will give up. So many people have big goals, but they don't know why they want it. But for me, let's say when I started, I was so sick and tired of delivering food and sitting on the bike that my reason why I'm doing it was I never want to sit on the bike ever again. And it was so strong that I will go through the wall to make it happen, you know? So
It
that's
makes me laugh. The bike thing, you're talking to someone from Amsterdam, from the Netherlands, and we love our bike. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, so that was the second pillar. So I understood what I want, why I want it. Third thing is, what are the 3 actions I can take every single day that will get me closer to it? Because when you start doing anything, there are 1,000 things you could be doing. But I tell people you can do anything, but you can't do everything at once. So what I did at the beginning, I did only 3 things. First thing was I would record 10 videos to potential clients. So there was a task that would grow my business. Second is I knew if these potential clients jump on a call with me, I need to be able to close them or to just seal the deal. And therefore, I was studying hour a day selling, how to sell, how to communicate with people, how to improve my English.
So you were studying it like in books or through any channel, right? Do I
Yes, but
understand this
this is
right? Okay.
yes, but when it comes to selling, I have read 0 books. Why? Because people can read about it, but second thing is to actually embody it. So instead of reading a book, I would go in front of a mirror and I would speak to the mirror like I would be speaking to potential customer. As a result, I could observe my tonality. I could see how I use my body language. So it was more practical learning than just passively reading a book saying this is a great idea, but then doing nothing about it.
And even if you did passively, you were also kind of executing it back at work because you were taking 3 actions and you were were you also going on a call with people?
Yes, yes,
You were applying it. Even after
exactly.
the mirror, you were just doing the application.
Exactly. So that was second task. And third task was I would visualize the goal as already a reality. Because visualization, they have many benefits, but the main thing I use it for when I started was to increase my belief what is possible. Because when we close our eyes and we go silent and we start visualize, the brain and body doesn't know the difference. That's why people can close their eyes and for a moment they can see they're standing at a cliff looking down and there's a big fall. What will happen after a few moments? Their palms start sweating. But you're sitting in your room. How come your palms are sweating? It's because when you visualize something, your brain doesn't know the difference. And I understood one principle is as a student at university making $1,000 a month, all of a sudden making in 90 days $10,000 a month, I didn't believe it because I've never earned that money. I've never had that money before. So how could I believe that? Because for belief to be valid, we need evidence.
Mm-hmm.
But I had 0 evidence. I've never
So
done
you
it.
couldn't see it. It was not in front of you, but you visualized it and you kind of felt all the emotions. Can you talk through a little bit that visualization process? Like what is happening there? Because some people think like, you put something in front of you and you just see it and that's what you see it. But there's so much more onto that you really feel. But I make you actually talk about that.
Exactly. For the visualization to work, we need to bring emotion. If we kind of passively visualize it and deep down the voice in our head is saying, you're not going to achieve it, who you think you are, this is impossible for you. But what I did instead is I told myself 3 scenes. So I wrote down 3 scenes that confirms I already hit that number. So for me,
Mm.
one of them was I woke up, I checked my phone, I went to my payment processor, and I saw $10,000 that I made. I would run to the kitchen and I shouted, "Mom, Dad, I did it." And I celebrated it with my loved ones. And this visualization you could replay in 15 minutes, probably 10, 20 times. And I will do it every single day. And first week, too, nothing much happened. I didn't feel much. But as I visualized it more and more, the brain had so much evidence that I stopped doubting it. I stopped questioning it because I had so much evidence that I'm already making $10,000 a month. And as a result, then it became a reality.
So after 2 weeks time, when you start visualizing and after 2 weeks, there's no change in the scene role that you can see it, were you thinking also, it doesn't happen, maybe I should give up? Did that go through your mind, that thought?
The thing is, I committed to 90 days to do these 3 actions. Most people don't commit. We always ask people, are you interested or are you committed? Because a lot of people are just interested to reach their goals. But I was committed. As I said, my reason why was so strong that I'm not going to give up. And I just blindly believe this is going to work because it made total sense. And people almost laugh at me. They said, "Vash, do you think with 3 actions a day that take you on average 4
Mm-hmm.
hours to complete, you're going to grow your business to $10,000 a month, which most people would be so happy about?" But who is laughing now in a way? But it's just, you can actually do anything. And what I needed to do was on the mindset part is I had to believe it's possible. Because I love the 4 minute mile example. It's like for decades, nobody could run a 1 mile under 4 minutes. They thought it's
Yeah.
impossible. There was no evidence people can do it. But then Roger Bannister, he basically visualized running the mile, crossing the finish line, seeing under 4 minutes, and the crowd celebrating for him. And what happened is one day he actually ran 1 mile under 4 minutes.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
but the funny thing is, or the most interesting part about this story is that the same year, multiple other people did it. Why? Because now they had evidence it's possible.
Yes, exactly. I actually want to say something about the running part. The book, The Power of Habit from Charles Dyke. He's talking there about an athlete, which is a swimmer, which goes to the Olympics. And that swimmer visualizes every night before he or she sleeps. I don't know the gender. Every night, I'm going to do these laps. I'm going to swim till the finish line and I will win. And she's visualizing it. And during the real race, the goggles fall off. She can't see anything. But because she visualized it so many times, it was already, it like happened. She kept going, and won. So because she felt it. And you say what you said, I think few important things here. The what is important. The why, you have to have a really big why, and 3 actions a day. And then these 3 actions where study was involved, executing the study, like if you read about sales or if you are gonna practice in front of a mirror, you just also do the sales phone call, cold call, and visualizing it. And the visualizing, you already said, like you need to feel it. You need to feel everything, how it looks like. And you said, like, I will run to my parents and say, hey, I looked at my phone and this came on my Stripe account, for example.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. I want to ask this actually, Vash. Indeed, in this information age where we have a lot of information, why do you think people still keep only reading books, listening to podcasts, watching these YouTubes, but actually not taking the action? Because there's a difference between the theory and doing it. And I believe wisdom is doing it. Because you need to be on the stage. If you want to be a basketball player, you need to dribble the ball, fall down, lose, win, lose, win. But you can't become a basketball player by only reading a book.
1,000,000%. And basically, what is how I say it, the difference between is dabbling or mastering something. There's a lot of people now dabble. They listen podcasts on 50 different topics. They have these big bookshelves behind them filled with knowledge, which is incredible, but they have no results to show for. And why I believe it is that is even reading a book, it can be form of procrastination. It depends on the intention.
Mm.
I might read a book in the evening to just relax, and I might have no intention to kind of make notes, highlight things, and apply it. I might just read it to relax. But many people have the intention to study, but there is no fear involved. There is nothing
Mm.
terrible. No belief is stopping you from reading a book. But then in the book, they say, go and meet five strangers, and the fear kick in, the beliefs kick in, the complexes kick in, and all of a sudden the person talks themselves out of greatness. So I believe that studying in a way is easy. That's why people don't have resistance doing it. But doing it actually, like taking action on the knowledge, that starts involving these things that are slowing us down. And that's why people decide, let me rather continue learning, and their excuse is usually, I don't know it yet, I need to study more. So they buy another course, they buy another book, they listen to another podcast, hoping that the action the book is telling them will be easier, but it's never that case.
So you have created, um, a lot of things through your mindset. I mean, the business is on the side. I mean, I saw also a testimonial of you at Dr. Joe Dispenza about creating relationships. Um, what you teach as mindtrepreneurs, I'm sure that you guys also uh, practice it. You practice actually what you're preaching. So when we go through a day of wash, so what are the mindset moments for you during your day, and how do you practice them? Is that like a several? Is it a block like in the morning you meditate, in the evening you meditate, or do you kind of even during your work while you are teaching the entrepreneurs that coming on your mastermind retreats, are you already doing the work there? How does it work for you, the doing the work in your daily
Yeah.
life?
For me, it's not a blocks, it's embodying it, you know? Because again, mindset is such a big topic that most people don't know what to imagine underneath. But I see it as an umbrella where so many things come under, like your beliefs, your fears, knowing your vision, knowing your reason why, planning, goal setting, all of these things we could put under the umbrella of mindset. But for example, now on this podcast, part of my attention is my heart, meaning I'm not thinking about the future, I'm not thinking about the past, I'm just here in this moment, which means being in the present moment, which is what most people are missing as well. So I'm practicing mindset in a way now, we can say. I'm having morning meditation that helps with that. I'm doing cold ice baths that, in a way, strengthen my mindset, not only my body. So, there basically, I want to embody the truth. I want to walk the path, not just know the path in a way.
So let's just go back for a moment that you said, I'm here with my heart. I'm just curious, did you set the intention before you actually, before we started our conversation? I'm going with my heart there or something? Like, how does it work? Like, you already knew it, or did you set an intention before?
Yes, so what I did, we are recording now at 5:30 p.m. my time. So around 5:20, I went to my living room. I sat down and I said, "Hey Alexa, put 5-minute timer on." And for 5 minutes, I would just breathe into my heart, focusing on the intention, focusing on the energy I want to bring, focusing on what I want to convey to people and how many people I want to impact with this. And as a result, when we hit record, it's easy for me that because I set the intention of what I want to do on this podcast. So, yes, it's constant work that is paying off because I know if I'm not present, I'm not enjoying the moment. Because I had those moments when I'm eating breakfast thinking about lunch. I am having amazing vacation thinking about work, I'm at work thinking about vacation. So
Mm.
it's really being in the moment now, and I have multiple practices to make sure that I stay as present as possible throughout the day.
I love that so much. I'm going to try this practice also more, to just set an intention before, and even Alexa. I don't have Alexa then, but 5 minutes
Yeah.
just to do brain heart coherence, or just really be in my heart. I want to actually talk more about people that want to join your program. Before I go there, this was for me very, very interesting. And that was also one of the things I was like, hey, I really want to talk to him about this. Um, so you set a goal of like, I'm going to make $10,000 or euros a month, and you make that. Eventually you set another goal, 50,000 a month, you make that. Then eventually you set 100,000 a month, you make that too. And I remember you saying with John, your business partner, you were both together in Cartagena in Colombia, having this nice place where you stayed, getting all this money, but somehow from the inside you felt empty and unfulfilled. And you even said like, actually rich externally, broke internally. And then you really felt like, hey, I'm going there, but I still feel empty. Maybe for a moment you feel like, whoa, I reached the $100,000 a month. What did you do to become fulfilled again? Plus, just going there, when people come to your program, to just make 1 million, 150,000, whatever they want to make, how do you also teach them to really feel that internal feeling and make that match with the external world?
Yes. Yes, that's a great question. Because every one of us is wanting to feel good. That's what we all agree about. And people say, but I want car. So let's go deeper. Why do you want a car? you know all because I can impress these people. Okay, when you impress these people, how are you going to feel? I'm going to feel good. Or somebody said, I want to make money. Okay, you don't want to make money. You don't want dead people on pieces of paper. That's not what you want. What you want is what the money gives you, which again will be maybe some feeling of good, because maybe with that money you can go on vacation and that will
Yeah.
make you feel good. So all of us are chasing good feelings. That's ultimately
Hmm.
why we are playing this game. But most people have it backwards. So we say, I will be happy once I hit a $10,000 a month. Then we hit it, and almost the goals postpones. Oh, actually, I will be happy once it's 25. We hit 25. I will be happy once it's 50. And the goal is always a little bit, or the feeling of happiness is just few meters away from us. And so, what we teach people is how to feel it now before you get it. And that's actually the fast track to get it. What do I mean by that? I felt like I already have $10,000 in my bank account. I already felt grateful that I am entrepreneur. I already felt grateful for having successful business, even though my business was making zero. And that's the goal for anything. If I wanted to create a relationship, I felt in love before I had a partner. The goal is to feel before. So anybody listening this podcast, ask yourself what you truly want. And then second questions, if you got it, what would be the feeling you would get? And maybe some of you would say proud, some of you would say maybe happy, some of you might say I would feel grateful. Whatever it is, let's now find ways to feel the feeling now. And then getting the money, getting the car, getting the relationship will be just cherry on a pie. It will feel even better. So that's what we teach our entrepreneurs or students as well, is not only to achieve, let's say, the financial success, which of course I want everybody to have because it gives people options, but I want people to master all areas of their life. I don't want to be financially abundant and have terrible relationships or have terrible health or being extremely stressed out. I want people to master all areas of their life, and they achieve it by feeling fulfilled first, and we give them few practices to do that.
So it becomes again to the why part. The why is so important. Why do you want that? Because if you want that to impress people, once you have it, okay, you have impressed, and yeah, that feeling is okay. But if you want that, I don't know, just to, when I have this business, I will be able to support my family, look after the people that need it. I don't know, whatever that is. It might be even something that I want to build a school. Then the why is so also big, and the feeling, once you have it, keeps being there because now you're doing it too, you know?
Yes.
Okay, so I want to ask something about, you have a program, 7days, 7figures.com, which people can join and do the program. I also want to mention actually some testimonials. You guys have 50 testimonials on the website, I saw. And many of the people, they say very similar things. They say like, John and Wash changed my whole life. I got self-love, got more confident, happiness with myself. And I didn't realize how much shit was inside before coming here. And now I am, yeah, the shit disappeared because I became a different person. And best investment of my whole life. Many people said that actually. Especially these are also young people, in their 20s, as far as I understood. And like investing in something can be also initially like different than someone investing when he or she is 40. So they just put the money out there, they are there, and they're like, hey, this is the best investment of my life. That's big. So please tell me, what is this 7days, 7figures about?
Yes. So, yes, the success stories speak for itself, but we wanted to create a program that is accessible to everybody. And we wanted to over deliver because some courses, some programs could be unattainable for most people, let's say in terms of price, or sometimes the programs doesn't really deliver on the promise. So we decided with John to take our seven biggest principles, so seven principles we live by, that if anybody applies, they're going to have very, very different life. And so we decided to call it 7days to 7figures because basically these seven principles help us to build multiple seven-figure companies. But people are now using it who have a job, who are freelancers, who doesn't necessarily need to have results in business. But because we have seven principles that are evergreen, they now help over 500 people, just this program alone. And the best part, it's only $7. We wanted to make it so irresistible for people that it's one coffee at Starbucks to change your life. And main thing what we've done there is every video has action step, because again, we wanted to make sure that people apply it. So a lot of people don't apply what they are learning, therefore they're not getting the results. So every video has an action step to make sure people are applying what they are learning. And also we have a community or group with that, so people can hold each other accountable and meet like-minded people.
Oh, that's very, very nice. So in moments that I think like the third day, oh my God, I don't know if I can go through, I can talk to someone like, how's it going with you?
Exactly. And that's crucial because once you start seeing other people going through the same journey, that's amazing. Because nowadays, a lot of people have home office, they stay majority of the day at home, and they just feel there's not that many people who understand them or who understand their journey. But when you have hundreds of people around you who are on similar journey, are like-minded, then you can create amazing friendships, create accountability together, and just win. And that's why I'm so proud of this program, because it just over delivers and people are getting incredible results.
So you say 7days, 7figures.com. I would also add to that, please, when you choose to do it with $7 for the whole entire program, practice the actions, because these guys put a lot of energy and the actions work, obviously. That's why also Vash sits in front of me right now. I have two more questions actually, Vash.
Yes.
We will put it in the episodes, by the way, the website. Why does it matter the most when it is very, very difficult? Someone listening to this maybe is like, actually, I want to do the 7days, 7figures, but I don't have energy. I went through a very rough time with my ex. Oh my God, we broke up. I don't know. all these things, and I'm not ready for it right now. I have the money. I have even $70, 700 euros, but yeah, I don't feel like it. I go through rough times. Why does it matter the most when it is very difficult?
Yes, great question. So, as I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, is that everybody will go through challenges, obstacles along the way to their destination or to their goals or to their dreams. So they are inevitable. But the moment they happen, it almost gives people excuses not to change. Now they can point fingers. Oh, it's because of my relationship that is now terrible that I cannot change, Vash. It's
Hmm.
because of the market conditions. It's about
Hmm.
inflation, whatever it is.
Exactly. The
People just
difficult times.
exactly people use it as an excuses, but I tell people that these are your moments. If you go through strong, they will build your character, they will build your confidence, they will build just this person that cannot be stopped. And to illustrate this, when I did the 90-day challenge towards my $10,000 goal, I hit it exactly day 90, first of all, which was so funny. But for 63 days of sending 630 personalized videos, do you know what happened? Nothing. Externally, nothing. I got zero calls booked, I got zero meetings, I got zero clients, and I got zero money. But I deep down, I knew that this is the moment that virtually everybody is going to give up. I knew that this is the way when I'm separating myself from others. And I knew that if I can persist now, it will always get easier. And that would happen in next 27 days. I hit the goal. But this was so important to me because almost I had this inner confidence that my time is coming. I was like, okay, I earned the rights. Let's go now. Because even though I speak about meditation, visualization, staying in my heart, I'm not this guy sitting on a couch manifesting. That's not what I do all day. I still meet the dream halfway. And I believe that a lot of people, if they went through the actions and stay consistent, even through difficult periods, their confidence will be through the roof. But now I tell people that the confidence of people is at the lowest. Why? Because they say, I will do this and they don't do it. They say, I will go to the gym and they don't. They say, I will start my business, they don't. And if you every day disappoint yourself like that, then you're afraid of everything.
It's also kind of, our lifestyle, of course, changed. Like you are from Gen Z, right? Gen Z generation.
I believe
You
so.
know, uh, I don't know. I'm from the other generation, but like for example, when I was in my 20s, it took courage to say to someone, I like you.
Mm,
And we said that. I mean, that's what we said. There was no Tinder, there was no dating app. Courage. I mean, what was courage? You had to just build it, you had to do it.
mm,
But now, I mean, even if you have a normal friendship relationship with someone, you can just send an app and say, hey, listen, I don't want to see you anymore, instead of like really having that confronting conversation.
mhm.
I mean, that all our lifestyles also really fully change in that. So one other thing, like business wise, okay, visualizing, sending the videos, coming there, and helping now many people through Mindtrepreneur. Do you want to share another story around another area of your life that you have realized by visualizing, by already feeling the feelings before it manifested?
1,000,000%. So the 90-day challenge framework can be used to anything, and I'm using it over and over again. That's why we now coach entrepreneurs from probably 50 plus industries, and it's applicable to any of them. And kind of the fourth step that I wanted to include as well is most important one, which is you need to ask yourself, if I've already achieved my goal, how would that person look like? Because the
Mm.
truth is this: the person listening or watching this podcast is very different to the person who has already achieved the listener's goal. So the
Mm.
Vash, who is already earning $10,000 a month, is very different than the guy delivering Uber Eats. But most people wait until they achieve the goal to change their beliefs, to change maybe some of their actions, some of their habits, some of their fears. But we need to change them now. So let me tell you example, let's say with relationships, a 90-day challenge. So I was looking for a partner because I just came from 6 months traveling. I'm doing incredible. I'm ready to kind of get a house. So I'm like, oh, partner would be amazing. But I didn't realize back then that I was looking for a partner to fill the hole. As we were saying that
Mhm.
I had a moment when I felt empty, it was because I was looking for love, but I was looking for it externally. I hope that the partner is going to give it to me and fill the hole. So what I wrote down is basically again three actions. So I visualized that I already have this gorgeous partner in my life. Second, I would study about this area of relationships. And third one was I asked myself this question: if I already had these amazing relationships, how would that person think, act, and feel? And again, that person would think, act, feel very differently. That guy wouldn't be on Tinder because he's in a relationship. So I attracted after 60 something days my partner, and I didn't need Tinder. I didn't need anything. I just bumped into her. It was just such a quote unquote coincidence, but I don't believe in coincidences. I know I created it.
So you set an intention, and you also after that you felt the feelings of that person, of the guy Vash Newgash, being in that relationship with this gorgeous girl.
Exactly. And then I asked myself, what asks to date a gorgeous girl? Almost who do I need to be? Because a lot of people tell me, Vash, I want this person who is driven. I want him to be wealthy. I want him to be kind. And I asked her, let's say, a person, like, do you think that person would ever date you? And they
Mhm.
tell me, actually, no. So you almost need to first become a person worth dating before you get it. The same as I had to become $10,000 a month business owner before I got it. The same was I had to first become a leader before I was leading a team. And that's where most people, the vast majority of society, has it backwards. They just think that their beliefs, their habits, their thoughts, their actions will change once they achieve the goal, but that never happens.
Wow, that was a really nice one, Vash. Thank you very much. So we will do the last five words. Actually, I will just say some words to you, and then you can answer in one word or in one sentence. It will be really quick, actually, and whatever pops up at that moment of time. Are you ready?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay. Feeling fulfilled.
Our natural state.
Our natural state. Okay. Success.
Mastery of all areas: health, wealth, relationships, happiness, and impact.
Money.
Tool.
Tool. Altruism.
Doing something bigger than us.
Happiness.
Our natural state.
Our natural state. Okay. So, can you tell us your website and the socials, Wash, for all the people that want to start with the 7 days, 7 figures, or just get to know more about you and practice? Please do not be interested. If you're interested, just do it. Try out.
Exactly. Yes. So, first of all, thank you to all of you for listening. I would really like you to take action, to do the homework of what I said, which would be the fourth step. So, ask yourself first, what is my vision? What do I truly want to achieve, let's say, this year? Second, why is it a must? Why you are not going to miss a day until it's completed? Third, what are the three actions you can do every single day that will move you closer to it? And step number four is, who do you need to become? So, what new thoughts, behaviors, and feelings you need to adapt to get there. So that will be first thing. So take action on this, and if you apply this, you are going to definitely get results. Then to connect with me, you can go to my Instagram, which is Vash_Tomanec. That's Tomanec. And if you have any questions on anything we've covered today, just shoot me a DM and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Then to kind of get the 7 days to 7 figures, just go to 7days7figures.com. And if you would like to learn more about the whole company Mindtrepreneur, just go to mindtrepreneur.com to find out more about the things we do, because we have our own podcasts that you can listen, and also we do in-person retreats. So maybe you might be interested in that as well.
Thank you so much, Vash. We will put it all in the episodes. I highly appreciate it. Learned so much from you. Thank you for watching and listening, everyone. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Özlem.